Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a requested video. It's kind of a little bit different for me for this channel because it's not about makeup or hair. The video I'm doing today is like what I eat and dieting and stuff like that. Every year around January I go back to the gym and I start like a low carb diet. I used to count calories and it never worked. So my friend actually told me about counting carbs, and ever since she told me about that, it works for me. It might not work for everybody, and I'm not saying that that's wrong if you want to count calories. This is just strictly what works for me. And a girl asked me to film this, so that's what I'm doing today. So the first thing I want to go over is breakfast foods, and I have like notes and everything. I wrote it all out. So, and I'll probably be looking at my phone too because I have notes on my phone as well. So, the main thing I eat, I go back and forth for breakfast. A lot of times it's just easy to just throw yogurt in my bag to take to work. So I really like the Light and Fit vanilla Greek yogurt. There's 13 carbs in 1 cup, so that's a lot, and 1 cup is very large, so I usually take half of a cup. And then it also has 18 grams of protein in it, so that's one thing I also look at. I always try to look to see if the carbs are lower than the protein, and if it is, that's a good thing. So, yeah, it has 13 carbs in it, and I'll show you a picture. I do have a picture on my phone. I screenshotted it because I get mine from Sam's, and the last one that I bought wasn't the right one, and it was from Kroger. So, this is what it actually looks like. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, I just get the big 32 ounce tub because it's the cheaper one. I think it's like $4 or $5, so it's just easier to do it that way. And then I'll just put it in a little container. And I use the Pyrex bowl, so it tells me like 1 cup, 2 cup, 4 cups, 6 cups. It tells me on the bottom of the container like how much it will hold. So that's one thing I like to do for breakfast. And then another thing I like to do is egg whites. And a lot of times what I'll do is, this is like a pan that I use it for, but I'll take like a mini muffin pan and I'll just fill it with, I'll spray it. Well, make sure you spray it, because one time I didn't spray it and it was so terrible trying to get the egg whites out of it. But yeah, I just spray it with like, Pam, and then I will just fill it with egg whites, and then if I want like salt on it, I like to have salt. I know like that's kind of bad, but I season them with salt, and then I just bake them at 350 for 10 minutes, and that's it. They're done. I let them cool. They just pop right out, and I'll just throw them like in a little lunch, in a little Ziploc bag. So I'll take that a lot, and eggs don't have any carbs in them, so that's pretty awesome, honestly, and they're full of protein, so you definitely, that is a very good breakfast. So I kind of like counteract both. Like if I'm going to take egg whites for breakfast, I'll take something a little bit more filling for lunch, or if I'm going to do the yogurt for breakfast, I'll try to do like a salad for lunch. So I kind of try to do, whatever I'm feeling that day. So every day is different. And sometimes, every day I'll eat egg whites every day for a week in the mornings, or I'll do yogurt every day for a week. So every week's different for me. It's just honestly kind of how my schedule is. So if I'm really busy, if I'm tired at night, and I don't really feel like cooking the egg whites, then I'll just do yogurt. So another thing is cereal. Oh, actually, another thing with these, you can actually use the regular size cupcake pan and fill those as well with, egg whites. It doesn't really matter what you want to take. It's just whatever's easiest for you. But if you use the bigger cupcake pan, like the regular size one, sometimes, like for breakfast, what I'll do is I'll line it with like a lunch meat. Like I'll put ham on it, in it, just like line the bottom and like put it in there, and then I'll fill it with egg. And then you can even put some mozzarella cheese or something like that, and then you can even use that for lunch. It's really good. So, and usually like the ham for 2 ounces, I think it's like 1 gram of carbs. So, and it depends on the lunch meat. I mean, there's thousands of different types of lunch meat that you can get, and I just usually get whatever's in the deli because it just seems to taste better to me. So, but that's another thing I do like to do for breakfast or lunch. And then the last thing for breakfast is cereal. Now, this is my cereal box, and I accidentally threw the original box away for the cereal, so I don't know what the name of this is. What I wanted to tell you guys about it, but I tried to look it up on the internet, and I could not find the box of cereal I bought, so I don't have the name for it. But what I'm going to do is, by the time I upload this video, I'll have been to Kroger and got another box, so I will let you guys know what it actually is called. But it's just a chocolate like cocoa cornflake, and it is so good. So if I am going to have the cereal, I use the original Silk almond to put in the cereal. I don't use regular milk really anymore for cereal or anything. You do have to get used to it, but I'm not a milk person anyway, so I just kind of like coat it just a little bit because I don't really like to drink the milk afterwards. But this just has in 1 cup, which I probably don't even use a cup for my cereal, it does have 8 carbs, so I probably have like 4 carbs with the cereal. But sometimes if I'm really, really thirsty for milk or something, I will crave it every once in a while, and I will drink a little bit of it, but maybe once a year. So, okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is lunch. A lot of times I really like salmon and tuna, so I eat that almost every day for lunch, and cottage cheese. My favorite cottage cheese, I get it from Sam's. It's what's it called? Daily Chef, and you get like a 3-pound tub, and it's in a half a cup there's 5 grams of carbs, which that is pretty much like that in any type of brand of cottage cheese that I've found. I've gotten 2 different kinds at Kroger because I haven't wanted to go all the way down to Sam's, and they actually have the same amount of carbs in a half cup. So I guess cottage cheese, any type of brand you get, is 5 grams per half cup. So that's usually pretty good because I usually take a half cup. And then my friend at work told me about this tuna, and I love it. It's nothing like I've ever tried because I actually don't like regular tuna, but this is like seriously amazing. It's the buffalo, and it says it's hot, but it's not hot. It's got like a little bit of a kick to it, but it's not, I don't like really, really hot things, so this is perfect. It doesn't taste fishy at all. It has 0 carbs in it, so pretty much for lunch, all I'm eating is the 5 carbs from the cottage cheese. So, and I actually even eat this for a snack if I get hungry throughout the day and I'm like, oh, what do I want to eat? I'm starving. I'll just pick up one of these, and they're usually, like at Kroger, they have them 10 for 10, so they're usually about $1, but sometimes they aren't on sale. I think they're like $1.29, $1.39 or something like that, so they still are very affordable. But yeah, that's one of my favorites now. And then if I don't eat the tuna, I will eat salmon. I've never even tried this one, but this is what the packaging looks like. I just wanted to show you guys, but it's not the sweet and spicy, which I don't even think I'm going to try this now because in 1 pouch it has 8 carbs, and that's a lot because the plain one has 0. So I don't know, I might give this to my husband to try because I don't really know if I want to try it now. But The original one does look like this, but it doesn't have this on there, and it doesn't say sweet and spicy. So, but I just wanted to show you quickly what it looked like. So that's that. And then what else do I eat? Oh, sometimes in my cottage cheese, I will also put tomatoes. And they say that there's 3 carbs in a half cup, like chopped, which whenever I put them in my cottage cheese, I just get like the grape tomatoes, and I'll just cut them in half, and I usually probably use like 3 or 4 tomatoes. So really, I don't even know if I'm even eating any carbs from the tomatoes, but I just feel like they make the cottage cheese taste better, and I don't know, I just really like them in that. It gives it a little bit more flavor. So I did want to tell you guys about that also. And then I also eat salad a lot for lunch, and I have came up with this salad that I am obsessed with. I get this tub. You can get them, I've seen them pretty much everywhere now, but they're huge. But it's just a baby spring mix with medley of baby lettuces with frese, I guess, and radicchio. I don't even know, but it's organic, it's washed, and it's ready to eat. I still kind of like rinse it. As you can tell, there's like some water. But it says that there's 3 grams in 3 ounces, which is about 3 cups. That 3 ounces though, like lettuce is light, so 3 cups of lettuce, I mean, that's like a lot. I probably don't even eat that much of it. But yeah, this lasts a long time. I noticed that this doesn't go bad like shredded lettuce would, or like a headed lettuce that you would chop. These type of lettuces, they last so much longer, and I really do like the way they taste, and they're just really healthy, and they fill you up. So, and when I make the salad with this, what I put on it, I'll put a little bit of pomegranates, and I just buy this little cup because it's just easier to buy it that way. Fruit does have a lot of carbs in it. This one, it says it has 16 carbs in a half cup. Well, I don't use a half cup. I honestly use like a tablespoon. Maybe I might use 2 tablespoons if I don't have raspberries, because I also put raspberries on this salad. Raspberries have like, in 1 cup they have like 15 carbs, which is a lot, but I don't use a half cup. I use like 2 or 3. So it's probably like 1 carb for like 2 or 3 or something like that. But it just makes the salad taste so much better, especially because the other stuff I put on it. The other stuff, I use the feta cheese, and you can use mozzarella, you can use whatever kind of cheese, but I like this kind of cheese, and it lasts a long time. Like, I've had this for over a month, and the sell by is April 4th, 2016, so it lasts a while. So in 1 ounce, which is a ton, there's 2 carbs. So it's like seriously nothing, because I literally just, I will take, and there's like little crumbles, and I'll just kind of like flake them off into my salad bowl. Like, I barely put anything on there, but it does give it a little bit something. Like, all this stuff combined just makes the salad taste so good. And then the dressing, I found this at Kroger, and it is by Marzetti, and it's the Simply Dressed Light Vinaigrette Lightly Roasted Tomato. I'm not sure why I tried a tomato with that type of salad, but I just happened to grab it probably in a hurry, trying to get out of the store, and I ended up really liking it with that mixture. I think it's like the acidity from the tomato flavor just like counteracts with like the fruit flavor, because it just like balances each other out, and it tastes so good. It has, let's see here, 3 carbs and 2 tablespoons. This is very liquidy, so 2 tablespoons is probably what I actually do eat. But I measure everything out, so I take like a little dressing cup, and then I'll measure it here, and then just put it in with my salad bowl. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't tried this, try it, because it's really, really good. And then I'll usually put like sometimes, I don't do this every time, I'll put like some lunch meat, like some turkey lunch meat. I'll just get it from the deli and just kind of chop it up and then throw it in there. Like if I didn't get my much protein in the morning, then I will do something like that. So like if I don't want cottage cheese with my salmon or tuna, I compared like every cracker in the aisle, and these Kellogg's ones, you got the most for the least amount of carbs. But yeah, I compared like every single cracker box in the store because there was nobody in the store that day, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna compare. So you can have 24 crackers and it's 23 carbs for 24 crackers. So it's pretty much less than a carb for one cracker. So I don't eat 24 crackers, so I usually cut it in half, or if I just want a little snack, I'll just take a few out of the box and make myself only eat that much. So that way I can control it. Because if I had the box sitting with me, I'd just keep reaching in there and I'd probably end up eating more than 24. So another thing I like to do for lunch is I will take like lunch meat and then some type of mozzarella cheese or something like that, and then a little bit of ranch or mustard, and I'll put it in a cabbage leaf. I don't really like to use lettuce like that because it's not as crunchy, and I really like the way the cabbage is crunchy, more like a taco shell. So I'll do it that way instead of a wrap, because most of the time the wraps are like 20 some carbs, and I'd rather be my fullest around dinner time when I'm at home, because I'm available to more food. Like at work, like I'm not as hungry as I am when I'm at home. So I usually fill up more on carbs, or I'll eat my biggest meal at dinner time. So that's why I do it that way. But that's why I like to use the cabbage, because it gives it a crunch. It's shaped just like a taco shell would be, and it's just easy and quick, and that's why I like doing it that way. Anyway, so the next thing is dinner, and I just discovered a new recipe that I am obsessed with. I had it like 2 nights in a row. I really like it. What it is on the back of these salmon packets, the regular one, it has a recipe for a salmon pizza. And I kind of took that recipe, but I kind of changed it up a little bit. So what I do is they have these, they're called flat out rustic white artisan thin pizza crust. They look like this. You can get them in the deli usually, by the deli. And they have like their own recipes on the back of them. I have not compared any of these wraps, so you might be able to find one with less carbs. This, for one entire wrap, it has 22 carbs and 120 calories. Which 22 carbs seems like a lot for one meal, but the meal that I eat only has carbs in this wrap. Nothing else that I put on the wrap has any carbs. So, like I said, at dinner, that's when I kind of intake more and I'm hungry, and it helps me like snack less. And I really like ice cream, so if I don't get full for dinner, I'm sorry, he's trying to like look out this window here. No. But yeah, so I will take one of these wraps, and then I'll put a little bit of buffalo sauce, which buffalo sauce, the one I have is the red hot buffalo sauce, and it has 0 carbs in it. So I'll just not even take a teaspoon. I'll just kind of pour it on there and then just put it really, really lightly, because this sauce is like really, really hot. But it does give it a little bit, because the sauce is really hot, but it does give it a little bit more flavor. So I'll put a little bit of that on there, and then what I'll do is I will put the salmon pack that looks like this, but it comes larger. It's actually like 5 ounces. I will put that on there, and then I will put some type of cheese, usually mozzarella, and it has 0 carbs. Salmon pack has 0 carbs. And then I will put a little bit of basil on it, and then some salt, no pepper. I don't like pepper, but you can put salt and pepper on there. And then that's pretty much it. I bake it for 6 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. It just depends. I don't know what this says to cook it for. 375 for 4 minutes or until cheese melts. Well, I like mine really crispy, so I think I actually, last time I made it, I baked it for 10 minutes, but it all depends on your oven, how old it is. Mine's really old, so sometimes it overcooks things, sometimes it doesn't cook things as much, so it just depends on what you have. But I ate that. You don't even honestly need to eat full pizza crust because it is so filling, but the problem is it's so good that when you eat it, it's like, I want the rest of it. So, and I even actually put a little bit of tomatoes on it too, but that's up to you. Tomatoes have carbs, so if you don't want to put tomatoes in it, you don't have to put tomatoes in it. But if you only use like 2 or 3, then you're probably not even getting any carbs anyway, because you have to eat like a half a cup to even have 3 carbs in it. So that's one thing I like to do for dinner. Another thing I like to do is, sometimes I'll eat that salad like I make for lunch. I'll eat that again for dinner. I also like to do like spaghetti squash. My friend Danielle told me about the spaghetti squash and I really do like it. You just take a spaghetti squash and you cut it in half, season it, turn it upside down, and then bake it. For half a cup of squash, it's like 10 grams of carbs. So usually I'd eat like a half a cup, or depending on what all you're putting on it and how much carbs the whole entire intake is, then you kind of want to watch it. But sometimes I don't put any sauce on it and I'll just eat it plain. Sometimes I'll put the buffalo on it, and I mean, anything that you can do to try to make it taste better and whatever it is that you like. So, and then a lot of times I'll have fish. I eat fish a lot. If I'll have like a fillet of fish, like I'll have veggies or with it, and you gotta be careful with your vegetables, because like I really thought, like I was eating bell peppers a lot and they actually are kind of high in carbs, so I tried to eat cucumber more, and in cucumber, in a half a cup there's 1 carb, so that's not bad at all. But like see, now this is saying summer squash. Oh, I guess it's probably different than spaghetti squash, but this says summer squash in a half cup there's 1.3. But cauliflower, it says half cup 1.4, which is, that's good. Like I would eat that for a snack. Like you would never think this. A carrot, raw, like one large one, has 6.5 carbs. A carrot, like you would never think that, but I have this website, and I'll link it below, and it literally just lists like everything, the amount, the serving, and then how many carbs it has. So I can't find where the peppers say now. It was like 3 or 4 carbs. Oh, here it is. Green bell pepper and half cup is 3.5 carbs. I was probably honestly eating about a half a cup, because that's not very much. A half a cup in bell peppers, like that's not enough. That's not gonna fill me up either. So I'm trying not to eat as much bell peppers and stuff. Like corn, a half a cup of corn has 12.6 carbs. You're thinking, like I used to think, oh, corn's a vegetable, why am I not losing weight? I'm eating all this corn and veggies and all this, and I'm just like, carbs, mostly I eat a lot of carbs. I can just tell in my stomach. As soon as I go on my low carb diet, it just comes off my stomach. So guessing that's why I never lost anything when I was just counting calories. So another thing I like to do for dinner is I'll take shredded chicken, you can get it in the can, and for 2 ounces is 1 carb. So I'll take that and I'll kind of heat it up on the stove, and then I'll put buffalo sauce on it, or I'll put taco seasoning on it, and then I'll put it in cabbage, and then I'll eat it like that. Really, really like doing that a lot. And then sometimes I'll just eat cottage cheese on the side or some veggies. It just depends on what sounds good. But that's another thing I like to do for dinner. That's pretty much it for the dinner. Next is snacks. A lot of times I eat the mozzarella string cheese. Usually there's 0 carbs in it. I have seen like 1 or 2 packages that I bought, maybe because it's not made with skim milk. It'll have like 1 carb per stick, so you gotta kind of watch that. Another thing I like to do is, like, if I'm craving chocolate or something sweet, I'll drink like a glass of the Silk Almond dark chocolate milk. It tastes really, really good. It does have 19 carbs in 1 cup though, so yeah. But it's better than eating like a large blizzard from Dairy Queen, because if I didn't have this in the house, I'd probably go to Dairy Queen and get a blizzard, because that's my weakness, is Dairy Queen blizzards. I also like to eat these rice cakes, and I'll usually eat 1, and in 1 rice cake there's 14 carbs. So yeah, seems like a lot, I know. But then you put this chocolate, this is the B2P, or PB2 with premium chocolate. And I really like this because it's very low. It's the lowest type of chocolate like dessert I've ever seen. It has, in 2 tablespoons, it has 6 carbs, which is low. Lots of these are really high in carbs. So usually the thing is with this, it's powder. So it looks like that. So what you gotta do is, the thing about this is you have portion control. So you take 2 tablespoons of this and you mix it with water. So you are only allowed the 2 tablespoons. So that's what helps on portion size with this. That's another reason I do like it. But yeah, so I'll put that on a rice cake, or, you know, sometimes I'll just eat this by itself. 6 carbs, 2 tablespoons, and then I'll drink the chocolate milk with it, and it's like, I don't need any more chocolate for now. Girls, you know, when it comes that time of month and you're craving something sweet, you gotta do what you gotta do. So sometimes I love pumpkin seeds, and the serving size on this is a 1/4 of a cup has 11 carbs, which I probably eat about a 1/4 of a cup. So, but normally, I mean, I'll just kind of like run in the kitchen and I leave them on the island, and I'll just grab a couple. So, but they just taste so good, and you can get them pretty much anywhere, really. But I mean, they're healthy too. It's better than eating chips. These are roasted and salted. I would get the unsalted ones. They're better for you anyway. One of my weaknesses is chips. Hard time eating chips. I have a hard time not eating chips. But I found these rice cakes. I got the creamy ranch flavor, but in 17 cakes is 21 carbs, which normally you have like a whole bag of chips, like 5 chips, and you have 21 carbs or something. But these are pretty good. I usually don't eat 17 minis. I mean, look, these are pretty large. So that's just a good portion for the amount of carbs that you get. And that's just, honestly, I only eat this stuff if I'm craving something. This is like my last resort kind of stuff. Still healthy, but it is kind of still, some of it does still have a little bit more carbs than I would normally want to intake. So, and then, you know, like if I'm at work, what I'll do is I'll just take, you know, some vegetables, some cucumbers, something to make me not feel hungry. Like I eat all day, and, you know, like right after breakfast, I'm already hungry. So I'll try to eat a snack, which I might take a couple pumpkin seeds and I'll, you know, eat on them. Then I eat lunch. Then after lunch I'm hungry again, so I'll eat a pack of tuna or a pack of salmon. But I always maintain, the only time I eat anything that is higher in carbs is if I absolutely feel like I have to, like I'm going to break down and go get a blizzard or go get a bag of chips. So I forgot to mention these in my video, but I just wanted to insert a picture and tell you guys about these. These are the Arctic Zero ice cream bars. They are good for when you are craving chocolate. There are only 7 carbs in one bar. They are kind of pricey. I think I paid like $5 and the box only has 4 of them, but they're really good and it's ice cream, so I just had to tell you guys about these. So the last few things I just want to tell you guys really quickly is I wanted to tell you, like, when you're looking for stuff, just compare. You guys won't believe the amount of carbs and things. Like, we have this snack cart at work, and there is, in animal crackers, there's like 40 carbs in one bag. It's not 40, it's probably like 32 or something, but still, it's like so insane. You would think, oh, it's just animal crackers. You wouldn't believe the amount of carbs in it. It's just crazy. But like, another thing is, you know, whenever I do, like if I'm out and I have to get chips or something, I'll get baked, or, you know, I'll get what I think is healthy. And then I actually compared when I started counting carbs, and regular chips have less carbs than like the baked and like the healthier ones. So it's like, why? I don't understand. Yeah, they might be less calories for the baked, but what, 10 less calories? I might as well just eat the ones with the less carbs and eat the better tasting chips. Like, it's just crazy. So portion control, the carb intake, that's what works for me. That concludes this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys know that I'm not, you know, telling you that this is the right way, this is going to help you. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what works for me and how I maintain. This is what I eat. These are some recipes, just some helpful hints. If you want to try any of these, please let me know. If you do, make the salmon pizza. Send me some pictures. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. My username is Shoals_BZ, BZZY. I will leave it linked below. Yeah, so give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I almost forgot to tell you guys that I also give myself one cheat day every week, because I feel like if you don't, you'll go insane. So I do that usually on Sunday, but pick a day, have a cheat day, don't go overboard. But usually we order pizza and I eat pizza, so, or I'll go to Dairy Queen and get me a Blizzard. So yeah, I just wanted to also tell you guys that really quickly, because I feel like that's important when you are doing this. And shout out to my friend Sarah, because she's the one that told me about this carb stuff and has got me really addicted and obsessed with doing it. So yep, that's all I wanted to say. So